Milotic got an update to its moveset this season while getting the move Aqua Tail, a very strong water-type move that this Pokemon definitely needed. But also, it got a buff recently only with a Dragon Tail being buffed. So let's take a look here on how strong Milotic is in the current Open Great League meta. We're going to have a very strong team here of Altaria, the Milotic, Saesop, as well as the Empoleon in the back. A double water in the back as well is going to be great against like the Ice-type weakness you're going to have with lead. But of course, we're going to utilize the core of Altaria as well as Empoleon, which is one of the strongest cores currently that you can play in the GO Battle League, because yeah, they are very good, but they also really work well together with Milotic. Milotic is kind of the glue in between. You have a water type that has still Dragon type damage in the fast move of Dragon Tail, and honestly, I do think this is kind of the best way of playing the Pokemon of Milotic. And let's take a look here today on how strong this Pokemon actually is going to be, as you're going to be able to knock out the Pangoro in the beginning. We're going to have the Carbon coming in. We have the hardest answer. And we're going to have a Gorgas in the back when they decide to forfeit immediately because they knew this game was over already. Not every battle is going to be as easy as the first one, so let's take a look here what the next opponent has in store. They're going to have the Fearow against us, which is going to be definitely not the Pokemon that I want to see directly. It's not the worst, but like it's outspeeds us, and this is kind of the issue with the Fearow. Fearow is quite fast. Fearow has a lot of damage output, and with Peck and Drill Peck combination is just very strong. But we get to the Aqua Tail so fast, and with Aqua Tail there is a problem with Milotic that I kind of would like to address. I do feel like that Milotic would be so much better if it had a better secondary charge move. This is the one issue that Milotic still has. I don't actually think I went for a rep a singular time because it does not really make too much sense anymore on this Pokemon, to the point where I think that either Hyper Beam or Blizzard makes more sense on this Pokemon compared to rep, which is kind of unfortunate. Because like I don't know, like there should be like a better secondary charge move on Milotic, and this Pokemon would actually be a top meta most likely because you already have alright stats, you have a alright move pool, but you're just missing the coverage, you're just missing that secondary charge move so far on this Pokemon. But here again, we're going to have Empoleon against Acilio, and they forfeit immediately. Alright, great lead for us. We're going to have the Dartrix, in comes the opponent's Primate. We are going to have to stay in here, but this is a thing that I know here already that okay, let's see if they have Ice Punch. They actually have Ice Punch, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack, and maybe I can try to catch a move with my Milotic, because I know that even if I'm going to lose my Milotic against the opponent, I don't have alignment. I'm still actually alright with my other Pokemon, with my Empoleon against the opponent, because the Dartrix is going to be good as well. Like the Empoleon is also already good against Dartrix as well. Dartrix is using Peck as a fast move, as well as having Brave Bird as the main damaging move. Here, we are going to be able to catch the move. It's going to be the Ice Punch, which is fantastic. In comes Machoke. Okay, that's not the Pokemon I really expected here today. Machoke is going to be a fun spice pick. Shadow Machoke is not really a great Pokemon. Like there's no point of running Machoke over Machamp, even though Machoke is actually ranked quite a bit higher a lot of times. It's just a worse version of Machamp, like realistically. Machamp is just a stronger version of this Pokemon. In comes here now the opponent's Dartrix, and of course we can just go for the Sky Attack, which will be able to get a ton of damage onto them and doesn't knock them out. But what we can do is we can catch a Brave Bird here onto our Steel type, onto our Empoleon, which now allows us to take the hit. We can foul the Primate, and they decide to forfeit the battle. I honestly struggle against my Diana. A lot of times against my Diana, I feel like I just don't play well. My Diana is an interesting Pokemon, honestly. Like, this Pokemon is quite unique at what it can do. It's a Dark type, a pure Dark type with Sucker Punch, but it's Stab Sucker Punch. It is boosted from the Shadow bonus. It has access to Poison Fang and Crunch. And this is like the issue, because if you shield up Poison Fang, you feel like kind of like an idiot, because at the end of the day, it does barely do any damage, and it drops the defense still, even if you shield. But if you don't shield it and they go for Crunch, it does so much damage, so I find it quite difficult to play against my Diana. There's very likely just going to be a Poison Fang, as you're going to see here as well, but I kind of had to, and in comes now the Pachirisu. And if you know, you know. We have two Water-type Pokemon here now left. Pachirisu is going to be practically impossible to get rid of. And so I'm going to still try my best here, but the opponent is going to go for a charge move anyway. My only other hope now is to try to catch a Thunder Punch on my Altaria, because they're going to outspeed me here anyway. And I'm going to be able to do that. So like, that's going to be already alright. But I still need to get another charge move off against the opponent. I need to get some extra energy. And we're going to get rid of the Pachirisu. So the game is not over yet, but it's going to be very difficult to come back from this one. As you see here, we're going to get some nice damage. And in comes Gorgas. In general, this is not the worst scenario ever But in this specific scenario, it's just not really great. Because what we have here is the issue that we are not going to have to charge moves yet. And the opponent can even just, farm us down here now already with my Diana. There was nothing I could have done in this battle. I don't think it was my own fault. It's just unfortunate matchup there. Alright, horrible lead for ourselves. We're going to have here our Say-Sub of the Milotic, which does still some solid damage, but it's not the best matchup at all. And we're going to see here the incoming Jealous, and there is no singular charge move that we can learn here that is actually damaging this Pokemon. So yeah, this is going to be, of course, a very fantastic time here. It's absolutely a horrible matchup. But we're actually still going to get them kind of low. Like, this is the thing, Dragon Tail plus Aqua Tail just kind of adds up. Luckily, they go for a charge move, which doesn't make any sense because, like, they just waste their energy here. Then we could just go ahead and go into the Altara. They're going to outspeed us here, guaranteed. They had some extra energy here for sure. But let's see what the opponent gonna do. They go for a Shadow Ball, and we're gonna be able to go for another Sky Attack in order to knock them out here, but we're so far behind at this point. This is going to knock them out, but like, yeah, we're gonna have to swap out here immediately. They're going to have, in the back though, a Pokemon that I can deal with. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be Ludicolo. It's not the worst Pokemon ever. It's not the best Pokemon ever either, don't get me wrong. Like, it's still a bit of a bad matchup. But we have super effective coverage here. We have super effective coverage with that Drill Peck doing here hopefully some nice damage, but we see they're going to use a shield anyway. I can go for another Drill Peck, and this might allow me to even go into my Altaria again if I really wanted to. But let's see what they're going to have. We're going to have a charge move coming in, and I'm going to be forced to use a shield against the opponent here as well. In comes the Weather Ball, and I can go for the Drill Peck, trying to knock them out here in time. Let's see if this is going to work out or not. This is going to now connect. It does knock them out. In comes the Wigglytuff. Are they going to knock us out, though, is the question here. They go for the Swift. They're doing some solid damage. Can I go for the Sky Attack in time? I cannot. They had too much energy. This is going to be an Icy Wind. And we're sadly going to go down in this battle. Close one, but yeah, at the end of the day, worked out well for the opponent, I would say. Alright, Claydol is going to be next. It's going to be a fantastic lead matchup, and they swap out into the Dugong, where I should have swapped earlier into the Empoleon. It is what it is. We're going to be able to let the move go here, though, which is fine, as this is going to be a drill run. It's going to not do enough damage to knock us out. And the benefit for us here is that the fast move of the opponent is actually double resisted, which means now that we are not really in a position where they can farm us down, but they're still going to chunk away our health with any of the charge moves here. They might even go for the bait if they wanted to, but I would like to rely myself, so I might just going to use a shield here anyway. And I will be using a shield, as this is going to be a drill run, which is perfect for us, so we're not debuffed, which is really important because now I can farm them down easy. And in comes the Claydol, which I can still punish with a Hydro Cannon. I will not get to another move here, but at least we're going to have alignment, as I can now go into my Milotic. Or what am I going to do? I'm going to go into my Altaria as a swap out into their Bastiodon. We are going to have at least here still the super effective Aqua Tail from our Milotic, which is going to chunk away at the health, but look at the damage that we do. This is pitiful. Like, this is a stab, super effective, shadow boosted move, and it doesn't even 3-shot the Bastiodon. Like, this is kind of crazy in my opinion. That's just definitely not how it's supposed to be happening. Like, I don't know, like, this Pokemon itself is just a little bit too broken in my opinion, Bastion. Like, honestly, Bastion is most likely the strongest Pokemon in the current Great League meta. Like, just full stop. Like, if you just have a singular matchup, this Pokemon is just going to be able to win most of them. It's kind of wild. Anyway, we're going to see, another charge move coming through against the Claydol. Can we still win? Is Claydol going to knock us out here? It's very likely it's going to knock us out. They have access to, like, Ice Beam, Rock Tomb. They have a lot of kind of moves that they have access to. Rock Tomb is coming in here doing some solid damage, but yeah, we would need to go for 2 charge moves here. And there's no real point, really. Like, you're going to be able to get the damage off here a little bit, but as you see, we need at least another charge move, and we're not going to be able to get there. So yeah, good game to the opponent. And we can move on to the next one. Let's see what we're going to have next. It's going to be a Jellicent, okay? That's fine. Of course, Surf is going to be resisted generally against the entire team. So, like, honestly, like, the entire team is resisting wild type damage, which is kind of funny. As we're going to be able to take the Shadow Ball from the opponent, we can go and retaliate with a Sky Attack. We have to kind of get rid of the opponent's Jellicent still, while resist all the Surf damage. We kind of don't like this Pokemon still, because it resists our damage from our backline, kind of. Shadow Ball is going to knock us out here, though. That's kind of unfortunate. And we go into the Empoleon, who should be able to knock them out here. But I'm not too sure if actually like one Drill Peck is going to be enough from this range. Let's find out here. It is going to be a shield anyway, so it doesn't matter. They got, I think, a free fast movement, which is kind of unfortunate because they might be able to outspeed us now. Shadow Ball is coming in, and they are not going to outspeed us. We can go for our own charge move, and this is going to be able to knock them out guaranteed. Let's see what they're going to do. They decide to use a shield again. That is kind of unfortunate, but we can use a shield as well on our side. The Shadow Ball is going to be shielded, and we don't know what they have in the back yet, but we can take that. Please don't be a Shadow Ball. Please don't be all our energy gone down the drain, and I feel like I definitely would have won this battle if I would have had, yeah, definitely a little bit more of an idea about the energy of the opponent. I don't think I actually saw that the opponent snuck in a little fast move there when I first did do the battle, so that's unfortunate because it would have been definitely fine there. Alright, Talonflame comes in. We can go for the Aqua Tail with our own Milotic. Shadow Milotic is going to be able to now go for some nice damage, and we can use a shield to align ourselves. So we know about the ground type Pokemon, which we know we're going to have a great time with our Milotic anyway. So it's going to be the final Pokemon that's coming in here now that we're going to see. Let's see which Pokemon it's going to be. It is the okay, now they go back into the Marowak. It's not going to be the Marowak that was the lead already. And we can go for the super effective hits here. The Aqua Tail is going to get the shield from the opponent. I can go for another Aqua Tail as well and get another shield from the opponent. So, like, I'm going to be in a fine position here. And we will see what's going to be happening next. We're going to, yeah, let the move go. This is going to be the Bone Cup from the opponent. We can go into the Altaria. In comes the Goodra. And we're going to try our best to go for a Sky Attack against the opponent here as well, which is going to do some solid amount of damage. We're going to get them super low, actually, and they are forced to either go for a Draco or to knock us out, or just go for a Thunder Punch spam, which they're going to opt for, which is not going to succeed here. And we can move on to the next opponent. We will face off against a Moltres. That is going to be quite an interesting matchup here because a Moltres is going to be quite neutral against the entire team. It's not bad against anything, it's not great against anything either. So yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. Let's see what we're going to have here next. We're going to have a charge move coming in, which is going to be the Sky Attack here from the Altaria, doing some solid damage against the Moltres. We're going to try to go for another one, but they sub onto the Tentacruel, which is very unfortunate. But what we have here as well is we have our Empoleon, which can resist every single hit from the opponent's Tentacruel, which we can now try to utilize as well by, yeah, just trying to get a bit of energy, maybe advantage after this matchup. Let's see what we're going to have here. We're going to have the Acid Spray coming in. This is going to be fine. We're going to try our best to go for another charge move before they reach another charge move because we don't really want to invest another shield. We're now at -2 defense. This is going to be okay as you can knock out the opponent's Tentacruel. In comes the Claydol, which is fine because we have so many good answers against this Pokemon. It's going to be definitely okay. And we will see the Rock Tomb not going to knock us out. We can go for another charge move. It's going to be caught on the Moltres. So Moltres is going to be, yeah, saying goodbye here. This Pokemon is going to go down. They still have 2 shields left though, which is kind of awkward. But it is what it is. We can go ahead and go for the Milotic, which is going to be able to force some shields guaranteed. Like Milotic is going to force some shields here. This is fine. We're going to be able to, yeah, get another shield up here maybe even. Let's see. We're going to let them go actually. We hope that, oh, it's a Shadow Ball. I would say I hope we're going to survive the Rock Tomb. It's going to be the Shadow Ball, which is kind of unfortunate. As now we're going to have here the Empoleon coming back in. This is going to knock out the Claydol from the opponent, and we should be able to win this battle here. Good game to the opponent there. So, next up, we're going to have Credilli. That's the final battle for today here, by the way, as well. There's not going to be any more content today on this channel either. Tomorrow again. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one here. So you're going to have Credilli against us. We're going to swap out straight away. Did we catch the right move? Let's find out. It would have not been the right move, so it was good that I shielded there. As we see here, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for another charge move. This is going to be, yeah, interesting as they're going to go back into the Moltres. A lot of Moltres here currently. This is kind of unfortunate with the Moltres because, yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of varied. Like, Moltres is kind of actually okay for us. Like, seriously. Like, they're all kind of neutral. Like, Moltres is just another Pokemon. But we don't have a hard answer to it. This is actually our best answer to the Moltres, our Empoleon, because Empoleon can resist the Flying type stab. It is at least neutral against the Dark type one, but it's honestly not really that great. As you see here, we're going to be able to get up a ton of energy, go for the Hydro Cannon. They caught this on the Credilli, I think, which is unfortunate, but as we see here as well, we're going to have the Drill Packs now coming through against the opponent. This is going to do some solid damage against the opponent's Altaria. We just need to kind of weaken them up so we can even maybe, yeah, do Altaria was like together with Altaria would be kind of funny. But let's see here, the Sky Attack is coming in, and we can try our best to go on another charge move. This is going to be interesting, as this is going to, yeah, be the thing that is going to lose most likely the opponent the battle there. The Moltres is swapping in here, and we are going to be able to win this. They are forfeit with 1 HP and a Dream. That's going to be the first video. Hope you enjoyed it, and maybe check out the video from earlier. Definitely worth it, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.